The Trump administration officially launched a new self-deportation app for undocumented immigrants, hoping they will choose to return to their home country instead of being deported. Immigrant advocates say it won't work.
Wait. Okay, so two things that's coming to mind here. So do they really think that the immigrants are actually going to self-deport themselves? And even then, this CBP app, I didn't even know that was a thing. So they were literally allowing them to just come over here willy-nilly? What's happening? Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Blue. And interesting enough, the Trump administration is doing something very interesting again. So apparently, I didn't know this. There's this CBP app that those migrants that were at the border, before they crossed the border, they can download and I guess do whatever they needed to. This may have been for asylum purposes or whatever the case may be. They can download this app and that allowed them to gain the entrance that they needed in order to get into America. This was under the Biden administration, and I had absolutely no clue that this was a thing. So they were literally allowing migrants to just come in, which is intense. We check here in ground.news. Again, this is where I get all my news information. As soon as something comes up, they just let me know ASAP. Sometimes it takes a day for validation and whatnot. But Trump administration's new app aims to assist undocumented immigrants with voluntary departures. So this app that the Biden administration had created for the undocumented in order to come to America, Trump is now revamping the app and has updated it to where instead of allowing them to come here, it allows them to self-deport themselves, pretty much putting in all their information in order for them to be deported back into their country. So if we see here, Trump administration relaunches CBP Home app, allowing undocumented immigrants to notify the government about self-deporting for future legal return. That's the idea here, especially seems like Homeland Security Kristi Noem stated that those who leave voluntarily could eventually live the American dream. This meaning that they self-deport and then after a while they are given, I guess, some type of assistance or whatever in order for them to come back legally and thus be able to live in America. DHS announced that the launch of the CBP Home app is a way to restore integrity of immigration system. Now let's see what the right is saying. Trump administration is launching, that's the same thing. Neom reported that Trump administration has deported 11,000 illegal immigrants in the first 18 days of the second term. None of this is important. Let's see what the left is saying. Okay. The left is saying Department of Homeland Security, same thing. Self-deporting individuals can return legally in the future, but will be deported if they do not comply. And this seems like, I don't know if I'm thwarting the Republicans' plan in this whole deportation thing, but I can really see this app backfiring even if they just have it still on their phones. Immigration experts noted that earlier crackdowns caused legal immigrants to leave, raising concerns about the effectiveness of the new app in encouraging voluntary departures. The American Immigration Council claims that self-deportation is rare as undocumented immigrants often have much to lose, including homes and jobs. So my whole stance on the whole thing is essentially, I mean, I see how, this is one of those cases where if you're not paying attention to what's going on, you can kind of miss what's actually happening here. I can see how they can decorate it to make it seem like it's something that'll be beneficial. Hey, we know that you guys came here illegally and we know that a lot of people are scared of what's going on, but we're revamping this app that you probably already still have on your phone so that you can just give us your information, put your information on the app, and then I don't even know how the departure thing works, but essentially you're going to leave the country and be deported, like they intended for them to be deported anyways, with the chance of being able to come back and live here legally. Now, there wasn't specifics on the app, how that process would work. All I know is that they're given their information. They even give them a pic. You can even take a picture of yourself. And I'm guessing that will be recorded into the system. I can see this happening in two ways. So the first way is essentially, the app is pretty straightforward. So it seems you provide your information, you provide the country that you're leaving, or that you're going back to supposedly, and even have your picture taken. Now, I could see how that can give the idea that they'll be able to come back, because if they keep this on record, then when they do open up America again, whenever that is, or I guess they can validate said individual, however, I'm not sure, then when it comes to that time of them coming back, they'll be able to, I guess, further vet them into the country in easy terms. Now, that could be the case. It's not 100% as to what's actually happening with this app or how things are going to work. The other way that this could happen is if they don't comply, then they don't fill out the app. One, the fact that they have the app on their phone, if I'm understanding technology enough, they should be able to track where the app is downloaded at and be able to locate said individuals with the quickness. And that's the part that I'm saying where I feel like me talking about that is thwarting the Trump administration's plan. But I don't think many immigrants are going to be watching this video anyways. And I also don't think that many liberals will be watching this video in order to tell the immigrants. But that's my understanding. That's my understanding of technology. If you have something that actually has to go through the web, that can be tracked. So they'll be able to deport you if you don't do it yourselves a lot easier. But are they actually going to do that? I'm not sure. I believe that would be some breach in privacy because of location and all that stuff where the government is using the app to actually find you. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of up there. The whole being able to come back to America part, that hasn't been fully explained. I think personally, now this is from me, I think that if Trump really wanted to, or if the Trump administration really wanted to allow the people that are here illegally to go back to their country and then at a later date come back to America, then they would provide more information as to how this process is going to work as far as them returning to America. If they had given more information about that and then even wrote it in writing or had it in writing and I don't know, made an executive order on it, then I would be like, okay, this is how it's going to work. But the fact that it's not in writing, this just seems kind of sketch. As you guys already know before, I'm not down with the whole illegal immigration into America type thing. But this just seems very interesting to be happening. And if we're going to be doing this, these are, again, people's lives that we're affecting, especially people that genuinely came here to try to live a better life. But I would say for the Trump administration to have more clear, if they really wanted this to work, to have more of a clear, pathway to how this is going to happen and actually have it solidified as opposed to just being, mysterious about it, because that could also mysteriously mean that they're just finding a way to get y'all out of here. So it's interesting. Let's see what this newscast has to say about it.
It's called the CBP Home app, and if that sounds familiar, that's because there was a CBP One app that was created by the Biden administration to give undocumented immigrants an appointment to seek asylum. This does the opposite of that, giving undocumented immigrants an opportunity to self-deport.
Personally, I don't think there's much of a benefit to the app.
Immigration attorney Gustavo Mora says the new app will collect data on undocumented immigrants and does not explain what rights they may have.
If you have never had any immigration history, then you have due process rights. And those rights include your ability to be able to present your case before an immigration judge in immigration court.
I think that by giving...
And again, the whole problem with the immigration is this court aspect. People are dodging the court. They may have the app, they may got their, their clearance from the border in order to set this asylum, but it's the court that they're dodging. That's the criminal part of it.
Your personal information through the app, they easily could just find you, come knock at your door, your house, or where you work, and then come look for you, your family.
Neighbors in Southeast Los Angeles thinks it's a bad idea for undocumented immigrants in their community. The Secretary of Homeland Security says the app gives undocumented immigrants the option to leave now and self-deport, so they may still have an opportunity to return legally in the future and may live the American dream. If they don't, we will find them, we will deport them, and they will never return. If unauthorized immigrants choose to use it, they will be asked to fill out biographical information, including countries of citizenship, which country they plan to return to, their registration numbers, contact information, and it allows them to upload photos of themselves to confirm their identity. All of it is then submitted to CBP, and then they leave the country. President Trump shut down the original CBP One app just hours after taking office, leaving migrants with pending appointments stranded and unsure of what the next steps would be.
And I think it sounds like a veiled way of saying you're going to go anyway.
Fran in Long Beach, who didn't want to show her face because of the political topic, feels the new app is part of a pressure campaign against the undocumented community.
I don't think it's really going to do anything. I think people are going to hold out hope that it doesn't happen to them.
Immigrant advocates say if undocumented immigrants do choose to self-deport, they should just go to the embassy in their home country once they do that to make that report there. There are some other tactics the Trump administration is doing to put pressure on undocumented immigrants. He's encouraging them all to register with the Department of Homeland Security by April 11th, or they could face a fine or potential jail time.
So interesting stuff, y'all. This is very interesting stuff. Again, as much as I'm opposed to the idea of illegal immigration, I don't know how effective this app is going to be. I mean, I see the intentions is to give people the ability to just decide to leave as opposed to forcing them to leave. But let's think about it. They came here for a reason, willingly understanding that they're coming here illegally. Do you really think that they're just gonna up and out? I don't think so. Just because you asked and gave them this idea that if you leave now, you can come back later. I don't know. Y'all go in the comment section and let me know what y'all think. I don't think this is gonna be very effective. I mean, it might. I don't know. But I think unless they have like more promise to where it's like, yo, if you leave now, give it a couple of, a couple of months where we have a better process, and then you can come here legally and you don't ever have to worry about deportation. You'll be a full-blown citizen, which again, people paid a lot of money in the past to do. But if they had something like that in place, I think, and they said it, and again, it was in writing, I think people would be more inclined to do this. But I don't know. That's up to the administration. That's what leads me to be a little sketchy about this whole process. Are they trying to finesse and, kind of cheat their way into getting people out of here? I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. As always, go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Take it easy.